Welcome to Impact Moment, right here on DCTV. I'm Alvin Jones, and today, as always, we bring you great information about great organizations. And today, we're talking with the head of the Arts Administrators of Color Network, Anika Quinana. How are you, Anika?
I'm doing well, Alvin. Nice to see you.
Good to see you also. You know, eventually we'll be closer together. We just have to deal with it by Zoom right now. But let's talk about the organization.
Absolutely. So I'm really honored and privileged to be the board chair for the Arts Administrators of Color Network, which is, homegrown here in the District of Columbia, founded in 2016 and really birthed by our co-founders who were really good friends and both musicians, and said, where is the support for arts administrators of color? Why is it that in the traditional spaces, folks don't think that there are people of color who are doing this work, who are in support of artists, who look like the artists that they're supporting? And so we knew, and I wasn't one of the founders, but they knew and surrounded themselves with like-minded individuals, that there was a need and there was a space for arts administrators who support artists, who believe in the work of artists of color, and that they themselves needed to be able to network and support one another. And so we were birthed in that way through a conversation, which led to a Facebook group and has grown to a 501c3. And we're so thrilled for the support of DCTV.
Now, for those who don't understand what the term actually is, what is an arts administrator?
Yeah, that's a great question, because oftentimes if we go to a movie or watch this show or go to the Kennedy Center or the Lincoln Theater, we go and we watch the show and we enjoy it and we go home. Though those actors or those singers were amazing, or those musicians were amazing. But, we don't often get to think about the people who are behind the scenes, not just like the producers or the directors, the stage managers, who are all wonderful and important, but those in the background who are working on contracts, who are answering phones, who are managing spreadsheets, all the things. And so the sort of broad term that we talk about for that work is arts administration, or even arts management. And so, yeah, that's what we do. Oftentimes we ourselves are artists and are really passionate about the field and the sector of the arts. And we want to make sure that artists are taken care of, that communities are supported and drawn into the work. And so, yeah, that's what arts administrators do.
It's like, for a lack of a better term, you make sure the business of show goes on.
Absolutely. I think if you think of the business of show business, we are the people. And when we think about entertainment, I think we think of, the people behind the scenes, like I said, the producers. But a lot of us are in nonprofit spaces, and some of us work for states, arts agencies, or national bodies. And so there may be many layers to our work, but ultimately we're very concerned about artists. We're concerned about those who support artists, and we're concerned that the arts reach everybody. We believe that arts are a human right, and so everyone should be able to have access to the arts.
I guess I have many friends that are arts administrators, and I just didn't know.
Yeah, and oftentimes we don't use that term, and that's fine. We can have different terminology, but we really want to support, across. And so we found a home in the DMV, and really, looked at, because obviously we have so many wonderful institutions here, and broadly arts, that includes museums. So obviously we've got some of the finest museums in the country here, and arts institutions, heritage institutions. So you'll find us in different places and spaces, right? And so So the idea started here. We started with looking at ways, how can we support each other? First of all, it's just networking. It's just creating spaces where people can come together. When we first started, there were a whole series of happy hours and things that we did. We started mentoring programs so that what we call emerging arts leaders could find support in more seasoned arts leaders, and maybe vice versa, because some who are more seasoned can learn from those who are emerging. And then we started to have an annual convening. Last year actually was our fourth annual convening, and we've seen it grow from a collection or gathering of about 50 people to last year, our virtual convening was about 500 people from across the country. But when we were still together, and we know we'll get that opportunity again. And so it's a unique space for us. Our convenings are really special. It brings together that networking component, but also strong professional development for us and by us, as we say, as BIPOC arts leaders. So we're on the stage, or we are facilitating to those who look like us and need us. What's great about our work is we started here locally. We could really center ourselves in this region, DC being the nation's capital, and give local artists an opportunity to connect more broadly throughout the DMV, throughout the region, and then across the nation.
Anika Quinana, thank you for coming on Impact Moment and letting us know all the great things that you and all of the people who are a part of the Arts Administrators of Color Network are doing to make sure the arts stay alive.
Thank you so much, Alvin. It was great to be here.
And for Impact Moment, I'm Alvin Jones right here on DCTV.